The recall threat, how seriously do you take it?
Oh, I treat it absolutely seriously. I mean, the fact of the matter is, we saw around the Capitol for days. It started out with 10 to 15,000 people, predominantly from the state of Wisconsin. As the weeks escalated, we started to see the numbers swell as people came in from outside of the state of Wisconsin, from Illinois, from Nevada, from New Jersey, and definitely from, as the union bosses came in from Washington, D.C. We saw tons of money coming in. We see this become a national effort for those labor unions. We saw the President of the United States engage his political arm here in the state of Wisconsin. All those things we take seriously, but in the end, I believe this is a decision that taxpayers, middle-class taxpayers in the state of Wisconsin will ultimately be making a decision on. And I think every day that goes by, they realize all the scare tactics didn't happen, all the things that they said were not going to happen, even in terms of the employees, some of whom may be out protesting today. When they realize what's going to happen is all of us, myself included, are going to pay a little bit more for pension and health care, although well below what the average middle-class taxpayer pays, and that workers in this state will be given the right to choose whether or not they join a union and whether or not up to $1,000 of their union dues. That school teacher no longer will have to have $1,000 taken out of their paycheck. That's money they can use to help pay for health care and insurance and other things like that. And they realize all the other scare taxes won't happen because Wisconsin has the strongest civil service protections in the country. So the things that protect the workplace will continue to be there just like they were before. I think every day that goes by and people realize this was a much better approach than what other states are taking, I think that's a good thing for us.
But you chose to do that, Governor. They didn't. You imposed this on them.
You're right, because just like private sector, middle-class taxpayers all across the state, whether it was at Harley-Davidson, Mercury Marine, other companies across the board have made sacrifices. The employees there made sacrifices in turn to protect jobs. We're doing exactly the same thing. And we've got more than 150,000 emails. The vast majority of them people being in favor of what we're doing, and many of them being from public employees who say in the end, I'd rather make these sacrifices than have some of my coworkers laid off. That's the big difference there. The public and union leaders from Washington want us to have layoffs because they want to keep their hands on the union dues money. That's what they ultimately care about, versus us here in Wisconsin. We want to protect jobs in the middle class, and we want to protect middle class taxpayers, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Thanks. You guys owe Minnesota about $50 million in income tax.
Yeah. That was a part of the original deal because those 14 state senators fled. That was one component we couldn't pass. My hope is now that we've got the saving, we can move forward in the next week or two when the state senate and the state assembly come back. We can finish it off because I talked to Governor Dayton about that about a month and a half ago and said it would be in my budget repair bill, which it was.
Thanks.
Sure.
Perfect. Thank you. So no check now.
No, it has to.
I can deliver it to him all the way back to the Capitol.
I'm sure Mark would appreciate that. No, that's the big deal. In fact, he told me originally, he said, well, I'll come out and support your bill if it's got in. I said, you probably won't want to look at everything that's in there before you decide whether you're going to support it.
Did he say that?
Yeah. Well, he just was supportive of, the fact that we wanted to make that concern.
So he said he'd support your bill, and you said, well, I'd hold off on that?
Well, because he didn't know what else was in there, so.
Will there be negotiations with the state employees unions now that you have this? You have a new contract coming up soon. Will there be actual negotiations?
K-A-R-E?
Absolutely. The Department of Employee Relations, as they haven't done in the past, will do it again in the future.
Can you set a timetable when those discussions begin?
I believe the Greg Gratz, who's the head of the Department of Employee Relations, has already reached out to the unions.
We had Green Bay and Worcester.
Green Bay, well,
So they won't all come flying out.
That's pretty good.
There you go.
Thanks.
I can figure out which one's which. Thanks, guys.
Channel 11.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And then members of the press, they're just going to take a quick group photo with the employees of the